Today, we turn the spotlight to a country that should be the engine of Africa. But, it often behaves like its own obstacle. The giant of Africa, Nigeria. A nation blessed with brilliance, energy, creativity, and some of the most resilient humans on earth. Yet, slowed down by systems that refuse to evolve. And, this is truth. This is courage. This is speaking truth to power. Nigeria is not just a country. Nigeria is a paradox, a place where immense potential live side by side with unnecessary suffering. If you can imagine, a land with oil, gas, minerals, fertile soil, and also world-class minds. I'm a Nigerian, and we have the largest youth population in Africa. Yet, ordinary citizens struggle daily just to exist. So the question is not what is wrong with Nigeria. The question is, how can a nation so rich produce so much poverty? That is the truth we are confronting today. Let's be honest. Nigeria's problem is not lack of resources. It's lack of responsibility, lack of accountability, and lack of systems. For decades, leadership has been transactional rather than transformational. It's crazy that policies are designed for politics, not for the people. Institutions are built to serve the powerful, not the public. But the truth is, you cannot build a great nation on weak foundations. You cannot grow an economy where corruption is stronger than institutions. You cannot inspire progress when leadership is consumed with survival and not service. Here's the painful truth. Nigeria is not failing because of its people. Nigeria is failing its people. And until leadership becomes service and not entitlement, the circle will continue. I want us to pause a little bit and paint the real picture of life for the average Nigerian today. Inflation is eating into salaries that were never enough to begin with. Power supply is a luxury, not a right. Insecurity makes travel a gamble from Kaduna to Jos. Education is in crisis. Healthcare pushes families into poverty. Fuel, food, transport, all unstable. And young people, the heartbeat of the nation, are checking out mentally. Now, the word Japa is the major word you hear from Nigeria. They are checking out physically through migration. And yet, despite all these challenges, Nigerians remain some of the most hardworking, intelligent, creative, and persistent people on the continent. Everywhere you go globally, Nigerians are excelling. In the United States, they are, Canada, UK, in tech, in medicine, in business, in sports, in entertainment, even in academia. It tells you something. The problem is not the Nigerian. The problem is the environment that the Nigerian is forced to survive in. Now, who is responsible? Let's speak truth to power. Nigeria, the situation itself is shaped by both internal failures and external interests. That means leaders who see power as personal property, corruption that steals the nation's future, government agencies that are reactive instead of proactive. Another crazy one is the use of tribal politics as a weapon. Youth deliberately excluded from governance. And the crazy part that I need to make a mention here is rewarding loyalty over competence. One of the external interests that's also killing the society and destroying the country is foreign powers that benefit from Nigeria's instability. If you've seen the weapons carried by the ISWAP or the Boko Haram, you'll be surprised and you wonder, how do they get this weapon? Another part is, if you look at Zamfara, there's what they call resource extraction deals that enrich others more than the nation. Even international influence over our elections, policies and finance. That's why I don't want international intervention. And also, the crazy part is a global system that profits when Africa remains dependent. And that's the truth. Nobody want to say. external forces only succeed where internal leadership is weak. A strong Nigeria cannot be manipulated. A united Nigeria cannot be controlled. A visionary Nigeria cannot be nobody can ignore what we want to do. And the truth is, Nigeria does not need more slogan. Nigeria needs serious leadership. Nigeria needs systems, not strong men, because strong men are going to die at the right time or at the appointed time. But systems last forever. That's what we have in the United States. Nigeria needs institutions and not personalities. Nigeria needs transparency, not secrecy. Nigeria needs young minds at the table, not at the sideline. They say we are the future, so they need us at the table, not at the sidelines. The future of Nigeria relies on electing leaders based on competency and not stripe. Building strong institutions that outlive politicians, investing in education, innovation, and youth entrepreneurship. And one thing that is very important is shifting from oil dependency to diversified industries. And one thing that China got right is holding all leaders accountable, from local to national. Let's pause a little bit. Looking at Nigeria, Nigeria's greatness is not a dream. It is a responsibility that we must all work to make come to pass. And the time to rise is now. The time to rise is... Thank you. This has been Speaking Truth to Power with Adewole. Today, we are confronted with something huge, but we confronted a difficult reality. Nigeria is too big, too brilliant, and too blessed to be struggling like this. The world is watching, but more importantly, the next generation is watching. Nigeria cannot continue to operate on autopilot. It's obvious. It is time to steer the nation towards a future built on competence, unity, and accountability. Thank you so much, guys. Next time, we're going to shift our focus to another African nation and uncover the power structure shaping its destiny. Until then, stay informed, stay courageous, stay committed to a better Africa. I am Adewole, speaking truth to power.